into the vast knowledge base that many communities have to enable better development planning.
So as far as the environment of this area is concerned, so these days we have a problem of algae whereby sometimes algae came around the shores of the lake, so that one is a bigger problem. In most cases, algae when it affects the catchment of the fish, mostly in the bays. For example, around this area we are in a bay, whereby this is the maternity leave of the fish. So whenever these fishermen go for preparing their nets, definitely they don't get much fish because of that pollution. It's like a pollution.
NBD has been in place for about over 4 years now, and we've managed to establish ourselves. We are now known as the formalized platform for civil society contribution to the NBI process.
Without stakeholder involvement, the NBI will be yet another of those examples of intergovernmental political alliances, which are transient, which may not have sustainability because they depend on the politicians only.
Development is about generating consensus and addressing issues that are affecting the communities. And civil society have for a long time had a constituents with the communities within which they work, and they are able to articulate very clearly the issues of concern.
But connecting with stakeholders is not easy, even if they're to be directly affected by future projects. What communities often lack is basic information and understanding about development processes. Communicating what projects are about on one hand, and understanding and responding effectively to stakeholder needs on the other starts with getting communication right to the general public.
احنا لما ظهرت مبادرة حوض النيل NBI القائمين عليها ابتدوا يفكروا ان هو مش ممكن يحصل اهتمام على المستوى المجتمعات المحلية بالمبادرة إلا من خلال وسائل الإعلام اللي موجودة في كل دولة من دول حوض النيل. وبناء عليه مشروع بناء الثقة قال لك احنا نعمل زي شبكة إقليمية للإعلاميين بتاع دول حوض النيل اللي هم الميديا بتاعت حوض النيل. فتأسست الشبكة سنة 2005، تم إعلانها في القاهرة الأول في ديسمبر، وبعد كده عملنا أول اجتماع ليها كان في نيروبي في كينيا.
The real cooperation in these countries, in the Nile Basin countries, will be achieved when the masses of the communities will understand the need for this cooperation. And this mass information will never happen without the media. So this shows how important is the Nile Media Network.
أعتقد أن الشبكة مهمة جدا في أنها تقوم بدورها في رفع الوعي لدى قطاعات المجتمع المدني كلها بأهمية مبادرة حوض النيل والمشروعات الناجمة عنها. احنا بنبعت بنقول ان أهمية النيل ما تلوثوش، ما تعملش، ولكن لوحدها ما تسقفش، لأن في مجتمع لا يقرأ. فهنا بيبرز دور المجتمع المدني أو المنظمات الأهلية، المنظمات الغير حكومية.
أباي 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 يا جلملم يا جسيساي سلا جرو زمرو يا لكيت كركرو أباي على شرانورو. The song was about the Nile River. We call the Nile here as Abai, and it's a song of regret. In the song, the message was that Nile was passing all these years, age for age and age, without doing anything for the Ethiopian people.
Jonathan Menkir runs a small charity for underprivileged children in Bahir Dar on the shores of Lake Tana. Jonathan also participates in the Ethiopian chapter of the Nile Basin Discourse and is a well-known singer. Jonathan uses song to communicate Nile issues to young people.
Most of Ethiopians are not literate. For many years we have been passing our history through oral means, and it's the same trend that this song is following. So the Ethiopian tradition is really very much connected, either with the children or the adults. It's very connected to songs, and this song, especially the Abai song, is a very popular one and effective in addressing the issue of Abai. It has been very effective to address issues, any issues, social issues, through songs and oral than newspapers and other modern communicating media.
Choosing the right media to communicate across different social groups is as vital to improving stakeholder engagement as the message itself, particularly as the NBI moves from planning to implementing projects. Helping journalists to enhance their knowledge and understanding of key issues in the debate is also important.
Even if we have a lot of networks, radios, newsletters and so on, there is a problem of capacity. In most cases, the local news agency recorded about only workshop news and so on and so on. There are no environmental journalists. There is no as such structured media forum for the environment, and they are not aware about other networks which are linked to the Nile Basin Initiative in most cases.
The levels of capacities varies. At government level, there are people who understand the environmental issue and can easily get engaged. As you go down into grassroots levels, more effort is needed in capacity building, because you have to enable people to understand what it really means to manage a water resource. And this is something that is still new.
إن بعض القائمين أو المسؤولين عن وسائل الإعلام نفسها لا يدركوا أهمية الكلام المستمر على قضايا المياه وقضايا نهر النيل، وبالتالي بيحصل صراع بين أنا كراجل بكتب في المية وبين رئيس المباشر اللي مش مدرك أهمية الحديث عن المية بصفة مستمرة عشان يساعد الناس يعمل الوعي.
I think that's the only way. Awareness, not education as such, the way we are trained up to professorship, but awareness that this is a resource that we can develop together, that can transform our lives.
Gradually, awareness of the huge challenges facing the Nile Basin and its peoples is developing. In Bahir Dar, Ethiopia, at this plant nursery, new trees are grown to be given to local farmers by the government. In a small way, these projects will help counter soil erosion and provide much-needed future energy sources. But including the voices of these farmers and millions of others like them in future basin developments is the real key to ensuring sustainable development along the Nile.
The future of the river is dependent on how well we respect it and how good custodians we are. That means accepting the fact that the water is a finite resource.
Bangani baro people around here, we cannot survive without the river because we always survive into that very water. So where we always survive.
Pino